And as far as being picked on or bullied or anything, you know the big deal that, you know, everyone makes anymore about being bullied in school and all that. You know, I'm sure you've been to, you know, they've had classes in that.
Yeah.
Does any of today's incident, does that have any bearing on what happened today? That you're being bullied or picked on?
Did it happen because of bullying or that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
There was no bullying.
How did you get the cut on your thumb?
I thought it was thorns, but the one guy said it was probably the gun.
You don't remember?
No, I would think it's thorns, because there's a lot of thorns.
That's a fresh cut.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Okay.
I took pictures before we were talking. And there's blood on your jeans. How did the blood get on your jeans?
I think thorns.
Is there any blood from any of the victims on you anywhere?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay.
Did you ever get that close to anybody?
What do you mean get that close? Oh, where I don't think I would be close enough.
Does anybody say anything to you when this is going on?
So I think someone yelled, "He's got a gun." Someone yelled, "Get out" a couple times. Other than that, I don't recall anything.
Anyone call you specifically by name or ask what you were doing or why?
No.
Anybody chase after you when you tried to run out?
When I was leaving, Mr. Hall, one of the guys there, he started like kind of going after me, and so I spun around, aimed an empty gun at him, so he wouldn't chase me, and I ran away.
Do you know where Mr. Hall came from?
He watches the study hall, so he's always in there.
Okay, so he was in the cafeteria at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
TJ, who's your closest friend?
Tyler Chappick was my closest friend. We don't connect so much anymore. I like mostly hang out with my sister,
Stacy?
Sadie.
Sadie.
S-A-D-I-E.
Any other friends that you would list as friends?
Not really. I pretty much keep myself. I just have a couple acquaintances that I talk to on occasion.
And you were sitting with Sadie just before this happened?
I was sitting by her originally, but then I moved to a different table.
Okay.
And what's Sadie's last name?
Blaine.
So you weren't sitting at that table the whole time then? The far right one?
No.
Okay. Was there anyone sitting with you at that table?
No.
Okay, you were by yourself.
Yeah.
Who else did you talk to this morning? Because you had a half hour.
I talked to Sadie. Her friends came up and sat on the other side of the table. I think one said a couple words to me before I got up and went to the bathroom.
Can you tell me who else was at this table?
At Sadie's table?
Yes.
Ali Zalatel. Z-A-L-A-T-E-L.
Z-A-L.
Z-A-L-A-T-E-L.
Okay, Zanata.
Her friend Jessica. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. It's like Pychuk. Sierra Payne. And I think Megan Lear.
Were you the only guy at the table?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in that little group of people.
And when you moved, because Sadie was at that table, you moved to a different table?
Yeah.
Who was at that table?
Originally when I sat down, I think there was a couple people there that I didn't know, and the bell rang and they left. And then I moved down the other end of the table, closer to a small group of people.
Still the same table or a different table?
Same table.
Okay, you just slid.
I believe
Slid,
so.
okay, closer to like the hallway area?
Yes,
or-
closer to the hallway area.
And who was sitting there?
At the table I was at,
Yeah.
nobody, but the table in front of me, like 9 people.
So you slid down, because the bell rang, people left.
Yeah.
So you slid down to a group of people. Were you sitting with those group of people?
No, they were at a different table.
Okay, so you were at the end of the table by yourself? Is there a reason why you did that?
Originally I was pretty far. If I was gonna shoot at them, be closer.
So you slid to be closer to the
Yeah.
people at the other table?
Yeah.
Did you know the student? I know you said there were about 9 students at that table that you fired upon. Did you know any of them? Did you know any of
I
them?
wasn't really looking. I've seen their faces before,
Okay.
but I don't know their names.
Any reason why that group of students,
No, they were just there.
have they ever picked on you in the past?
No.
Has there been any classes with them?
A while ago, I think. I recall having a class with one. I don't know if he's actually at the table or if it was the table behind it. I just remember seeing his face.
What was his name?
All I can recall is Dia something. I think. Demetrix? Something like that.
You've never had any dealings with any of them before?
No, he was just in my class and didn't really talk to him much.
Are you a senior?
11th grade, but I'm also in 12th grade classes.
What kind of grades do you get?
B's, I guess, would be an average.
You ever sat in that cafeteria leading up to this thinking, okay, this is how I would do this? This would be a
I
good
mean,
time.
very minimally. Like it went past my mind, but I tried not to think about it.
How often would you say that's happened?
Once or twice.
When that's happened, what were you thinking?
It was never gonna happen. Why was I thinking about that?
Were you thinking about where you would stand or sit or how you would bring the gun to school or
Not really, no.
Have you ever talked to anybody about these thoughts that you're having?
No.
But when did you first start thinking about this?
2 weeks ago-ish.
I mean, specifically what happened today, is that what you were thinking about 2 weeks ago? Or were you thinking?
I mean, there's nothing specific, but I kind of thought about what I did a little bit.
What happened 2 weeks ago that made you think about this? I'm really just trying to figure that part out.
Nothing. I mean, I hate guns. I would ever want to use a gun. I don't even. It's like I used one, which doesn't really make sense to myself. I just.
So what was 2 weeks ago though, TJ?
Nothing. That's.
Why not 2 months ago or 2 years ago? Why 2 weeks ago?
I don't know. Something. I don't know. I guess your brain can just change.
Yeah, where
for
were
no
you at?
reason.
Were you at home? Were you at your uncle's? Were you at your dad's? Where were you at when you first had this thought?
I wouldn't know.
Try to put it together, teacher. I'm sure there's other people gonna be asking you the same exact
Yeah.
question.
I wouldn't even know where to start to try to put things together. I don't know.
I mean, did you think 2 weeks ago, how you would get a gun?
No, I didn't. Like 2 weeks ago, I hate guns. I didn't want to use a gun. I just came across it. That's why I took it.
Did you know that gun was under your Uncle Danny's, I
No.
think it was what you said, a table or a dresser or something?
I had no idea it was there.
So you just happened to find it yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like pushed or under it. It was by the edge of the site.
Were you looking for it?
No. I was walking to go to the bathroom to wash my face.
And I'm sorry, where was it again? Where did you find it?
Under a desk, table, dresser thing.
I mean, what would make you look under there if you were going to wash your hands?
Well, if you walk in the door, you walk in and take a left in the hallway, and there's a bathroom right here. The table's right here, and like right when I walk in the door, the table's pretty much in sight.
Okay.
So you could see it from even before you walked in the room, you could see this gun?
Well, the
was
door
under
is always
table?
closed, so the dogs don't go in. But I was going in there to wash my face, so I came across it.
So you could see it while you were walking in the bathroom then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, your Uncle Danny, does he shoot guns?
Yeah. Him, his whole family.
It's my
Most of his
understanding
family.
that, guns are a fairly common thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Target practice and
Sure.
stuff.
sure. So you've seen guns through the family before. You know everybody has guns here and
Yeah.
there. It's obviously not hard. If you wanted to get a gun before, you easily could have gotten it.
Yeah.
So why now?
I don't know. If I could take it back, I clearly would. That's why I don't even know I did it. It was pointless. I don't know what to say.
Well, we're just trying to understand.
I know.
You know,
I know.
like the detective said here, you're gonna be asked this question probably over and over again. Okay, so.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's a lesson we can learn here. You have to say, what do you think, Tom? Is there a lesson to learn about all this?
I don't know, like, why I did it doesn't even really make sense, so I don't understand, like, a lesson you could learn from it. I mean, I don't like what I did, but I don't know what the lesson would be. It's a freak thing.
How can we prevent this from happening again, Tommy? With other kids, with yourself, with
Other
whatever?
kid, well, with myself, I'm got that covered. I don't even want to see a gun and a fake one.
Did you come into contact with anyone from the time you left the school till the police picked you up?
When I left the school, there was a couple kids running in front of me that kind of scattered.
Okay.
One lost his shoes.
Nothing was said. Did you happen to point the gun at them
No.
just to get them away?
But no, they were just running and I didn't want to shoot them.
Tommy, you seem like a good kid.
I
I
usually am.
I know.
That's what makes sense.
You got good family. You know, it sounds like you're doing fine in school. Nobody, picking on you, no bullying going on. Have you had thoughts of suicide in the past?
No, never.
Do you think that life is like boring?
No, I finally was just getting plans of what I wanted to do in life, like a job idea that I was motivated for.
Mm-hmm.
So I was enjoying what I was doing. I can't do that.
This isn't the end of the road for you, Tom. You still have a lot of life ahead of you. You just have to be a little more wiser about the choices that you make.
I'm just really struggling for, and I think you are too, for an answer for what happened today. You know, it's one thing to make some poor choices in life and, you know, push your curfew or not come home or not call dad or,
Yeah.
you know, there's some poor choices we all make. But what possesses you to stand up in the cafeteria and shoot people? I'm just trying to really understand that.
I know, I understand.
I mean, that's,
Well, you said roughly you were in the cafeteria for about a half hour. What was going through your mind at that time?
That it wasn't gonna happen. And just go back and go live the life I wanted to.
What triggered you for that one moment? Like I said, you were there for a half hour, and this was you were contemplating in your mind. There would have had to come a point where you basically knew that you were going to go in the bag, take the gun out, and just start.
Yeah, when I was sitting at the table and switched the safety off,
Okay.
like, I just forced myself to do it.
And getting back to the thing you felt that you were forced to do it. That's the thing that we're trying to understand.
I know.
You know, I know you're probably trying to understand it too, but.
you said you felt that pressure. At any point, that pressure, is it like hearing somebody, like, not literally voices, but it could have been voices, but I'm thinking somebody in your head that you're thinking,
No, just
you know, a figurehead, like maybe a friend or family member or anybody, like, you know, talking to you or putting pressure on you, or
no.
what kind of pressure are you talking about, Tommy, when you say I felt pressure?
I don't know. I had the gun. I was there at school. I'd already stepped through the door.
Is it pressure you're putting on yourself to prove something?
It proved nothing. It was stupid, but it definitely proved nothing. So it wasn't that. I don't know.
When you look at yourself, Tommy Lane, you know, looking in a mirror and you're looking at yourself, what kind of person do you see, Tommy?
It's always been a good person and
You
hate
describe
guns.
yourself to me.
Always. That's why I wanted to be a psychologist, to like help people out. Like, if you just are mentally powerful enough to just enjoy life and not get upset about the small things, you can lead a good life, and I wanted to help people do that. I thought I could do that, but then whatever just happened today kind of went completely against that.
You ever think, what if I hit Sadie?
Oh, Yeah, a couple times. Didn't think it would happen. Try to look at everybody equally, and so I didn't want to hit anybody, but I did. So I freaked out.
By any chance, did you happen to test fire that gun between when you picked it up at your uncle's until this morning?
No, the
Before you
test
used
fire
it?
was really just through the book bag.
Just through the book bag, okay. So was that the first? I mean, did you shoot through the book bag?
Yeah, that was the first time I ever shot it.
Okay. And then did you take it out afterwards, or did you keep?
Took it out.
Okay. So after the first shot,
Yeah.
you took it out.
Do you remember where it was pointing when you fired that first shot through the book bag?
Just in the general area and a group of people.
What happened at that point?
Actually, I think I heard someone say like, "What the?" or something, and I stood up and started shooting several times. The second, like before I shot the first shot, like it was weird. I kind of like had like a visualization of what it was like flashed through my head, and right there, I really didn't want to do it. It was terrifying. And I did it.
This before you fired the first shot?
Yeah.
Is there anything that we should know?
No.
Anything that you want to tell us at all?
No.
Have you ever been in trouble before?
Once, but I had to do community service, but the court was completely wrong and it didn't make any sense. My uncle and aunt came over and they're a little on the crazy side, and my grandparents were gone, and my grandma called them 3 times and told them they don't need to be there, they can go home, they don't need to watch us. And then my uncle, my uncle said something to my brother, like trying to tell him to do something, and my brother turned around and just walked away and ignored him. And my brother's not the greatest person, but he doesn't deserve to be strangled. And Uncle John got mad because he ignored him and turned around, and he got on top of him and started strangling him. And I warned him 3 times to get off. And then I tackled Uncle John and held him on the ground and hit him on the face a couple times. And then Aunt Nancy and Uncle John took it to court, and somehow they won. That was the only time I got in trouble.
How long ago was that?
I have no idea. It's been a while. Could be more than like a year and a half though, maybe.
Tommy, who do you live with? You live with your grandmother?
Yeah, my grandmother and my grandfather Nolan.
Where's your mom?
She actually now is living in her basement with her daughter Sierra.
And who has custody of you right now?
Carol and Jack.
Yes, grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, they adopted Sarah, which is my mom.
What was the teacher's name that when you were running out, you said he kind of tried to trail behind you?
Mr. Hall.
Okay, Mr. Hall.
There was some other lady, the one that yelled, "Get out," but I don't know who she is.
Wait, what was she with, Mr. Hall?
She was, Mr. Hall was behind me, she was in front of me.
Okay, all right. Did you point the gun at her at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was,
Did you pull the trigger at all?
no.
So you did point the gun at him? And then she was in front of you?
Yeah, and like spun around
You
and
just
just
spun
kept
around.
running.
Okay.
What would you tell your mom right now if she were here, or your grandma or your grandpa?
No, there's nothing I can say for it that fixes it in any way.
But they're gonna ask you the same questions we are. Why'd you
Yeah.
do it?
Have to tell them the same thing.
Do you think that's an acceptable answer for what happened?
No, like I said, nothing makes up for it.
What do you think of the parents of the kids you shot?
It's terrible.
I have a pretty good grip on everything you've explained so far, but the one thing that I just can't figure out is why all this came about.
I don't know.
I mean, most people have a reason why they do things.
I know.
You seem like a very intelligent kid.
I try to be.
Can you think of any reason why?
No. No.
Did you just want to see what it felt like?
I didn't want to know what it felt like. Like, when I started shooting, it felt terrible. Thank you.
I think. A hell of a day, Tom.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's put a lot of time into raising you and doing the best they can.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna be as empty as you are.
That big teddy bear in your room. Who gave you that?
Kendra. Her last name starts with an L, but I don't know how to spell it.
How do you know Kendra?
Through my sisters that have the same father.
What's your sister's names?
Anna Lane and Alyssa Lane.
And was Kendra a girlfriend?
No, she's just one of my sister's friends.
When's the last time you had a girlfriend?
Probably beginning of the year, I think. Summer. I think it was
Summer, beginning of the year.
So towards the end of summer, maybe into a little bit of the beginning of the year.
What was her name?
Kayla.
And what's Kayla's last name?
I think Riddle.
You still talk to Kayla?
No.
You guys on bad terms or good terms or?
No, I just kind of quit talking to her.
Why did you guys break up?
Just wasn't really interested.
You weren't, or she
I
wasn't?
wasn't.
You're looking for a job?
I work at Dairy Queen, but since it's winter and it's really slow, I don't get hardly any hours. But they said in the summer they'll need me more. But I'm still looking for a job if it doesn't work out.
Do you ever wish your life were different? Not just now, but I mean prior to all this.
I mean, living with my grandparents, they're mean, so of course I would wish that would be a little different, but you can't really complain. It could be a lot worse.
But why is it that you're living with your grandparents? What is going on with your mom and your dad that you can't live or haven't lived with them?
A long time ago, all I really know is court decided that they weren't suitable to raise us. My grandparents took them. I don't know much of the story.
How old were you when that happened?
I'm not too sure. Probably like 3-ish. Maybe.
Oh, a long time.
Yeah.
So you've been raised by your grandparents,
Yeah.
and you say they're a little strict.
Yeah.
Any other kids raised by them?
My sister Sadie, Adam, my brother.
How old is
My
Adam?
brother. He'd be like 19 or 20.
Is he out of school now?
He's actually probably here right now. He's his issues.
Adam Nolan?
Yeah. Drugs and stupid stuff.
When did your mom move into the basement?
Probably a year.
How did that make you feel?
In school, I can see her more. And my little sister Sierra.
How old is Sierra?
9,
And how old is Sadie?
14. 13 or 14, actually.
Do you ever feel like you're kind of a ghost just walking around and nobody's really noticing you?
Well, no, and I kind of make it that way, I guess, if you look at it that way. Because I just like being alone for most of the time. It's always nice hanging out with people, but just a lot of high school kids are mature, so I don't like hanging out with them.
Would you categorize yourself as being like a loner?
I don't really understand the term loner.
Not many friends, doing things by yourself, choose to do things by yourself.
Yeah,
Don't go to parties a lot.
yeah, I guess so.
Do you wish that you were?
I mean, if I knew, like, mature people that were, like, just nice and on the same maturity level as me for most of the time.
And when you mean like most of the kids are immature, what do you mean by that? What do they do that makes them immature?
Just, like, being perverted and childish. Yes.
You think you're above that then a little bit?
I mean, above perverted childishness.
Well,
not
you know,
above them.
a little bit more adult than
Yeah,
than others your age and all
I
that.
guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you drink much?
Drink, like,
Alcohol.
No.
Do you use any kind of drugs?
Nope. I actually, like, I'm very against drugs. I try to be healthy for the most part. I was gonna get into wrestling, but there's just, like, rumor about vaccines being bad for you. I won't even touch that, so I couldn't get into wrestling. I'm very against putting anything
With
unhealthy.
vaccines and wrestling.
Like, well, to wrestle, you have to be vaccinated, and there's like health things. There's rumor about vaccines being bad for you. I'm against like anything bad for you, drugs, bad food, junk food. So I don't want to touch any of that stuff. So I just assume the worst for anything unhealthy.
And when you perceive other kids in the high school as immature, is that true of guys or girls or all of them?
I can't say everybody, but it seems like a lot of them, guys and girls.
And you had mentioned you had when I asked you your best friend, you gave me the name of
Tyler Chapek.
Tyler Chapek.
Yeah,
Is he mature or not?
That's why we kind of don't get along as much anymore. He started getting perverted and childish like most people, but still nice to him. We hang out, and play video games, whatever.
Do you play very many video games?
Not really. My dad got us into a game called Battlefield 3 for the PS3. It's like a military game. We play that together, headsets, and talking to each other and stuff.
How often do you play that?
Once or twice a week. Well, like, phases, like sometimes like every day. Recently it's been like just once or twice a week for a while.
And you play that with your dad?
Dad, Tyler, Uncle, and Danny.
You play online?
Yeah.
Tom, I'm going to bring this up again. When you were running down the hallway, at no time, maybe when you were leaving the cafeteria, possibly you could still have been firing rounds into the cafeteria.
When I was leaving back into the cafeteria?
When you were leaving the cafeteria going out in the hallway?
No.
Okay. And at no point that you know of, to your knowledge, did you shoot anyone in the hallway?
I did not.
Okay. Maybe when you were running back down the hallway, did you see anyone other than Mr. Hall coming out of the cafeteria? Maybe
I don't
another
know if they
student
came out of the cafeteria, no, but there was people running in the hall.
There were people running in the hall?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it possible that some of them could have been coming from the cafeteria?
It's possible.
Okay.
I wasn't really looking. I was just trying to get out of there.
Okay. But you're saying that at no time running down the cafeteria
I
or
did
running
not
down the
shoot.
hallway or anything, you shot or anything?
Yeah, I did not.
So all the shots were taken inside the cafeteria.
Inside the cafeteria.
Were you still standing at the table when the gun clicked, or had you moved?
I was slowly walking while I was shooting, and then I think that's when it clicked. While I was still aiming into that group of 9 people.
And where were you walking as you were shooting? Walking towards the door?
Walking towards, would be going towards the door.
And how close to the door were you when it clicked?
Really, right next to it, like.
From the picture.
2 or 3 giant steps away, I guess.
Did you say anything when you were firing these rounds?
And when you woke up this morning and knew that you were going to school, you said you decided to put the gun in the bag. I'm sorry, did you say you loaded it last night or was it this morning? Last night. And did you put the gun in your bag last night?
No, I was just sitting in my dresser.
Okay, on your dresser?
Inside.
Inside
2
your
drawers
dresser?
down.
Okay. So this morning, like I said, when you got up, you put the gun in your bag just before you left,
Yeah.
okay? And what was your intent at that time? What were you thinking at that time?
That I probably wasn't gonna do it. Well, most likely wasn't gonna do it.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna leave it in the bag and return it, put it back under Danny's dresser.
Okay.
But I just carried it along with me.
You had thoughts of this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
And,
too.
and like I said, in your plan, what was your plan? What were you thinking in your mind how you were going to do it?
There wasn't really a plan.
I mean, did you say, hey, this I'm going to go in the cafeteria, this is going to happen in the cafeteria, or it's, you know, I'm going to be on the bus if an opportunity presents myself, I'll do it on the bus. That's what I guess that's what I'm trying to.
Wherever I ran into people and brought myself to do it. I didn't make a plan. I didn't think I was gonna do it, so I didn't like have ideas of where to shoot.
Or where it was going to take place. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
But like you said, you did have it in the bag. You're just like, you know, I feel like shooting people. I want to shoot people, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, basically, like, I don't want to, but I feel like it's gonna probably happen. Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
We're gonna find out if anyone's okay.
I don't know how anybody is right now. I want to make sure it's out that they're okay now.
I shot bullets into a group of people. And there's a good chance I didn't at least hit someone.
Any idea where you hit them at? Did you see
The
it?
idea was like up towards their heads. I was just random firing.
What do you think should happen?
What, like in short term, or like I can think of long term.
Oh.
Long term, make up for what I've done. Like live good actions. Short term. If I wouldn't really mean anything if I apologized, probably, but I'd probably make it worse for the parents. I don't know what I can do.
Do you think you're gonna need to talk to somebody about this time?
What do you mean, like a psychologist
Like
type
that.
person? It's kind of what I'm doing here, I guess. I don't feel like I need like help with a problem now. I feel like that problem fixed itself because it was so terrifying, I guess. I don't even want to play Battlefield anymore. It's the military game. There's guns and stuff.
as far as being picked on or bullied or anything, you know the big deal that, you know, everyone makes anymore about being bullied in school
Yeah.
and all that. You know, I'm sure you've been, you know, they've had classes in that.
Yeah.
Does any of today's incident, does that have any bearing on what happened today? That you're being bullied or picked on?
Does it have? Did it happen because of bullying or that?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
there was no bullying. I don't know. I just keep quiet. Like, people try to talk to me and try to get me to hang out with them, but with my lifestyle and just being nice, and no one really picked on me
You're just kind of like a quiet guy, would you say?
for the most part.
Okay. You have your friends, but
Yeah,
you don't have your, you know, a large group of friends that you
yeah,
know, maybe go out with him, you know, your buddy one night over here, or go out with another buddy, you know, the football game over here.
I used to, but
Okay.
I've slowly gotten rid of that.
Okay.
When you do go out, who do you go out with?
Well, now recently it's been mostly like family relatives, close people to the family, like half relatives.
Do you ever spend any time with anyone from school? Outside of
School. Nope. No, the academy where I go, there's not many people there. Like, I guess they say the total there is like 47. But
Which
usually
academy is it?
Lake Academy in Willoughby.
Hmm.
I think they claimed of like 47 people enrolled, but usually the show up's like 25, I would assume.
How often do you go to Lake Academy?
Every day, well, every school day, Monday through Friday.
So describe to me a typical school day. You ride the bus to school, you catch your bus to Auburn Career Center.
Yeah, and then straight from there, catch another bus to Lake Academy.
So you don't actually take classes at Auburn Career Center?
No, it's just a
It's
drop
just a
off point
drop
to
off.
be picked up, yeah. And Lake Academy, if you have a job, you can get out a little early. There's 12:25, you ride a bus, it's like an hour long home. You could try to get a head start in work, which I've been trying to do, but the Dairy Queen
Good
thing,
job.
winter, yeah. Just planned on start saving up money for pay for college.
What picks you to go to Lake Academy as opposed to other kids?
What picked me to go there?
Yeah, why did you go there and not other kids?
Well, a lot of the kids go there for negative reasons, but ninth grade, I kind of was more motivated to work than like high school, and that kind of sounded like what Lake Academy would be like. Like after going there, seeing like the negative kids there that go there, I kind of wanted to come back, but I guess I'm glad I stayed because now I got like the college plan. Could have made money going there a little quicker than most people.
So you really never go to Chardon, nor have you gone to Chardon High School.
I went to Chardon beginning of ninth grade.
For how long?
Like a quarter semester.
One semester.
Quarter semester.
One grading period?
Quarter or half a year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because there's 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Well, they moved the semesters.
Did they?
Was that last year or something like that? So
So it was quarters when you were
so it was
in ninth
probably
grade.
quarters when you were in ninth grade.
Probably.
Okay.
So it was just for a short period of time. That's why you didn't really know anybody in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Because those are mostly Chardon High School kids, and you go to Lake Academy.
Yeah.
So you're really only in the school a little bit of time.
Yeah, I knew like people from middle school. I know went to Chardon, but other than that, not really many people.
So I'm sorry. So you started going to Lake Academy in the middle of ninth grade.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, like I said, you're a junior this year, but you take. Did you still have another year of school then at Lake Academy the next year?
This was actually my last year because I'm taking 12th grade classes too.
Okay. So would you say you're graduating early then?
Yeah.